We have come again. We have come again. Africa, we have come again. And guess what? We have gist for you guys. Of course, thank God it's Friday. Welcome to Pop Casa. Now, today's very interesting because our conversations are those that you should want to be a part of. And our opinions are hot as ever. The crew is ready. Today, we'll talk about casual cheating. Yes, Nigerian filmmaker Imoh Umoren has something to say about that. We'll also find out which African stars are ready to throw elbows. Or maybe it's just all smoke. And there's more. On today's Each, can your partner stop you from seeing a friend if they don't like them? Someone's itching to share her two cover. Well, of course, the crew is here. Hi, I'm Al Cash.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's
I
good?
like your excitement.
I like your intro.
Thank you so much. I have to sing. I'm a singer
the
now.
song at the beginning.
I mean, the hustle is real.
Of course, we have Gabby, our guest for today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You
so good
look
to be
fly.
here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. So our conversations are going to be very interesting, and we can't wait to get into it. But we'll be right back. This is Pop Casa, of course, on New Central Television. Of course, you're still watching Popcast on New Central Television. If you're just joining us, well, welcome. You're just in time. So like we always do, we start with our Nigerian conversation, and this one is going to be interesting. So our award-winning Nigerian filmmaker, Imoh Umoren, put out a post saying that he was surprised at the rate of cheating happening around. Now, I'm going to quote what he said. He says, "Not to judge anyone's lifestyle, but I personally find it a bit uneasy how folks casualize cheating. I mean, believe it or not, cheating hurts your partner a lot, and it can sometimes leave a lasting scar." That's an interesting conversation, people. So my question is, do you think he's a little bit generalizing? I mean, like, you can't know the rates of people who are cheating.
I mean, we have normalized, especially in this, I mean, in the country that we're in, this part of Africa.
Okay.
I'm not generalizing as well. But I mean, I've seen it. I've lived here for a few years, so I've seen it. We have normalized cheating. It's almost like it's something that, and usually it's the men. You know, it's the men that let men be men. You know, men will always be men. Women, not really. But I mean, it's normal for men to cheat as long as you're the main one. So you find people struggling to be the main one and not even the only one anymore.
Interesting. Right before I ask Gabby for her opinion, I do have a couple of more tweets. Now, in fact, of course, we've read Imoh's tweet. And now the other tweets happen to be very interesting because your point was made mention. Someone says, what I'm finding funny is that everyone seems to be upset, you know, that that's women talking. Men cheat all the time. The law even allows them to elevate their cheating into legitimacy via polygamy. Now, women are being selfish and serving themselves first. Suddenly. Isn't that an interesting conversation? Is polygamy a way to say cheating, you know, and making it legal?
I mean, are you asking about?
I'm asking both of you.
You go.
Okay. So polygamy. Polygamy is, we feel that in this part of the world, men practice polygamy, and people say it's second nature. So it's normal for a man to cheat. A man is naturally polygamous and all of that. What did you ask me again? Just to be very sure.
It doesn't mean that polygamy is, you know, encouraging cheating. Because most of the time you see polygamy is a man having many wives. Why is the man the one, you know?
Polygamy is not encouraging cheating because there should be polygamy and there should be monogamy. So if you're trying to be polygamous, let it be clear that that's what you're trying to do.
I mean,
so you can't pick a wife, for example, and then have like sides and sides and sides all around. That's not polygamy.
But is monogamy African? I feel like the reason why there's a lot of cheating within Africa is because we're not monogamous in nature.
So you're saying that we're more polygamous, of course.
Yeah, both men and women. Let's not just make
Yes,
it.
not generalizing. Okay, now of course we've seen instances where people have, you know, allegedly cheated. I'm going to put allegedly because a lot of times we couldn't, you know, verify this information. Of course, we know Davido and Chioma were an item. We saw the proposal. We're expecting the wedding.
We're expecting the
You
wedding.
were expecting a wedding?
Weren't you? Didn't you see the video? Didn't you see the video?
wedding.
Music video.
The music video is what we got, though. We got that. But then all of a sudden, we hear allegations that he's cheating, holding hands with someone else.
But here's the
and then they're no
thing.
longer an item. So
Yes,
what do we think
that.
happened?
So for me, when the picture surfaced about him being with another woman, I think at that point the relationship with Chairman must have ended like a long time ago, but people did not realize
As per
it.
his faithful, so he must have ended it before he went with another woman.
I don't know. The thing is, you can never really tell for sure. So it may not have been a case of cheating in his own case or in their own case. We don't really know. None of them have come out to say this is exactly what has happened.
Right.
Neither Chairman or Davido have spoken on the issue. So we cannot just assume.
I mean,
that it
rich
was a
men
case of
don't
cheating.
cheat, they just adventure.
Stop it. You know, when you talked about polygamy, I thought of another example, right?
Yeah.
And this is, you know, Two-Face. We know him as an icon, a music icon. So now Two-Face is married to Annie Dibia, right?
Yeah.
Two-Face Dibia. And then, but he has 7 kids from 3 different women. You know, and then we of course saw all the back and forth that happened over social media, and you know how things turned out. You know, Annie crying that he's going back to Pero, you know, who he has kids with, 3 kids with. You know, now what do we call that? Is that polygamy?
I think it's
Or
like
it's cheating.
hidden polygamy.
It's
like,
polygamy.
because it's
polygamy.
out there. It's out there, but like he's still somehow you're trying to hide it.
Now the biggest question here is, are we losing our morals? Because these are things that we see, and you said we're getting used to it. We're getting used to seeing these things. We're almost accepting it. Are we losing our morals? Oh my goodness! You can't even defend yourself.
I really don't know what to say about
I don't
this.
think we're losing our morals.
I don't
like
think
I said,
so as well.
as Africans, we're polygamous. Like we're just going back to what we know, to what we have seen. Most people that are in their 40s, 30s grew up with their fathers having 2 wives, 3 wives, and that's the one you want to be with you alone.
Right. Right.
So she's saying that that's what's coming back again.
Right.
The trend is coming back again, but
You
differently.
know, it's great that you pointed out that example, because of course we're talking about, you know, you seeing your parents, you know, indulge in that kind of relationship. And then someone comes to mind, Nigerian musician Nice. Now Nice apparently has had 3 wives, right? The last relationship ended last year. And what's sad about it is he was caught cheating. This was, in fact, we saw it because there was a video, right? And then he came out apologizing to his wife. He admitted to cheating. But then when you do a background check, he's from my states. I'm not saying anything. But then his father did have a lot of wives, you know, and he's the only child of his father and mother. So like you said, is it really a culture thing playing back at us?
Yeah, I mean, culture, I feel like tradition repeats itself. So it's just Africans just getting tired of the norm of being told to be monogamous and stick to one person. Who said that you have to be one person?
Okay, I think I'm going to take my statement back and say that we're actually losing our morals.
We are losing our morals?
Yes, I'm
because of
going
what
to
I
take it.
say?
No, not because of what you said. I get the whole idea that it's in us. We've been polygamous, and then it seems like monogamy was like, you know, put on us. You know, but the truth is, I think we all understand what monogamy is. We understand the need to be faithful. We understand the damages that cheating can cause. But for some reason, both men and women don't care as much anymore these days.
You know, I wish I could ask the audience, or you know, people watching what they thought. Because my mind is assuming that someone who is watching would say, you know, in the Bible, people had more than one wife. So.
I mean, we have one of the wisest people, King Solomon.
Okay, so I honestly don't know what to say, but I'm just going to point out that we used to be ashamed of some of these things, but now we don't care anymore. And it's not just men, but women as well. Women don't care.
You know what I think, if I'm going to end the conversation, what upsets me most? The fact that sometimes we can't even tell who are those cheating, because someone says their partner cheated, the partner comes and says you're the one who cheated. We've seen this over and over and over again, but we're not going to accuse you. You be the judge, okay? Well, that's our Nigerian conversation. Of course, we have an African conversation. 2 artists going head to head. We'll talk about that. Of course, this is Popcasa. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is still Popcasa, and now we're about to go into our African conversation. I have the privilege of doing it once again. Now, this one is really interesting. So, Harmonize and Rayvanny, the Tanzanian artists who had once collaborated while signed to Diamond Platinum's label, Wasafi, have since turned rivals. Now, the rivalry followed their fits on social media of course, and it led to court over leaked private information. Now, the two have founded separate record labels, and maybe not coincidentally, they will be unveiling their new artists on the same day. Now, of course, although Harmonize had picked his date before Rayvanny did, the issue came up in our heads, like, are they still fighting? What's happening? I remember, in fact, Diamond Platinum himself came out, and said they should focus on their music. Now I'm wondering, do we need these fights in the industry? Do we need these fights among entertainers?
I think at some point we do. And I think the fans cause it most times.
Preach.
All the time, most of the time. The fans need some type of, to support someone, they need to feel like their person is better. So they always put people against each other. And if you're not smart enough, or should I say, let me not say smart enough, if you're not trained properly for the celebrity life or like the music, the entertainment game basically, you can get trapped into it.
Right.
Yeah, so it's very, very sad what's happening. These are two great people.
I like that you mentioned that, right? A great point. Because, of course, we see people like Davido and Wizkid, Nigerian artists. They're both big in their own right. Grammys, yes, to certified gold in the United States of America. They both have great achievements, but fans keep on putting them head to head. I don't think there's ever been any statement, that Davido has made rudely towards Wizkid or the other way around. In fact, Davido has said that, he was influenced by Wizkid. That was the reason he got into music.
Called him Baba Blue.
Is that necessary?
Baba Blue, no, something, no big Baba Blue.
Stop it. Stop it.
But I think entertainment is sort of like sports. It's like competition. Sports is like competition based on strength. Entertainment is another form of competition based on talent. People, it's sort of part of the game. You have to keep on competition. It's like, yes, it thrives on competition. That's why we have awards. Who did better at this time? So these fights,
best dress,
are bound to come in.
You know what's funny? I feel like we can all win and support ourselves, to be honest.
But then if we're all winning, then nobody's winning.
But then there will be times. So if to be honest, right, people got awarded for their effort and their genuine work, it won't be a competition. So if Davido and Burna Boy put out great songs this year, or Davido and Wizkid, and then, of course, it's obvious that there are more views on a particular song. People like the song more.
Don't forget.
But
don't forget, they're nominees for that award in the first place. So the moment they're put into that list of nominees, it's a competition automatically. Who eventually gets to win this award? So it thrives on.
You know what? In some cases it's a PR stunt.
Most times it is.
Most times it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have mentioned about the songs coming out. Now, if Davido puts out a song, or let's say even an album, Davido puts out an album, Burna Boy puts out an album, there has to be beef because streams need to be brought up. So when there is beef between the both of them, like when both of them release albums and they had a problem in Ghana, people are going to compare music. Who has better music? Like for this, retweet for this. All of that is
part of
defined as clout.
Okay, now let's look at one that isn't so much clout that supports a lot of us, and that's P Square. Of course, Nigerian sensation. They were touring the world before while I was wearing Pampers or something. But how do we explain that?
We cannot explain this one.
No, that
was
was sad.
This is really, really sad.
That was sad. So
really good brothers.
We lost. I'm saying we lost like they, but like we basically lost a great duo, and they're doing their things separate, but it can never be P Square. Do you understand? Right. And we lost it all because of Feud, but that was family. That was not fans.
Family. This has nothing to do
that was not fans. Fans don't go like that. Fans just come for petty things like.
So it was an internal problem. Isn't that even worse? So now let's look at other examples, to be honest, because there are so many. There's AKA and Burna Boy, South African rapper AKA, and Nigeria's Burna Boy. Now that was big, over something as small as Nigeria winning South Africa in a sports match. And now that turned into a back and forth. Then there's the one that kept going for many years. I'm talking Tiwa Savage, Victoria Kimani,
no, Victoria Kimani Victoria Kimani was absolute nothing else but clout. Because they're not on the same level. So for her to...
But can someone explain why Shay all of a sudden is not supporting Tiwa? Like, great album, sis, I'm down for this.
Well, we need YouTube views. We need YouTube views.
Right, so are we going to admit that we're tired of this? Do you want to see more? Or are you tired of it?
It's old. I need to see a new strategy, a new PR strategy.
Oh, great. Gabby?
I think we're not tired of it. We can keep seeing more
Come
of
on.
this. Yeah.
I mean, it might be
Only you.
we can keep seeing more of this.
The tea is good. If the tea wasn't good, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here.
I mean...
Well, that's how we wrap up our African conversation, of course. I do think we should stop, fueling these fights Well, if you want to, you like drama, then good luck with that. Well, that's how we wrap African Conversation. Ahmad is going to be here to give us international, and then, of course, that each you've been waiting for. Okay, let's go on a quick break to be right back.
Welcome back. This is still Popcast, and now to the international story. Now, Jennifer Hugh is not a name that we all know, to be honest. But in the past few days, her name has come up in the news cycle because she's suing American rapper and singer plus Grammy winner Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty. She has spoken up accusing the couple of harassment and intimidation in a lawsuit. She revealed that the associates of Nicki Minaj offered her and her family money and also contacted her daughter, promised to contact her daughter about a birthday, something like that. The lawsuit also alleges that they tried to sway her into signing a prepared document saying the rape never happened. Now, Kenneth Petty was convicted of sexual assault with Hugh in 1994. The lawsuit pertains to events that happened last year surrounding Minaj and Petty's attempts to get Petty off the sex offender registry. That is
big.
And with Nicki Minaj, she also earlier on her brother was on trial for rape as well. So it's been a whole whole scenario of sexual offense.
Right.
And now the question that I have for you guys: he was convicted, but because he's on the sex offender registry, he faces certain restrictions. He has to let people know whenever he moves to a new place. Is this enough to actually go ahead and harass someone?
It's not enough, clearly. I don't think you have any right. I don't think you have any right. I don't think, it's not even a question, to be honest. Why would you harass anyone? It's almost like bullying. It's like saying, is it fine to bully someone? No. Not in school, not at work, not in any way. But it's funny, I must say, the first thing that I thought when you said this happened in 1994, of course, that's the assault itself. I wasn't born, okay?
I mean, I don't think any of us were born in 1994, but
Gabby?
I wasn't.
But I mean, she decided to speak up, and allegedly these people have been offering her money. They have come to her through associates, and they offered her up to $20,000.
That's
Just
small.
to
For me
take
to take back my statement.
Take back your statement.
Making like 10 million US
Is that
dollars.
really your integrity?
Didn't you just say, and I'm sorry, but didn't you just say Grammy Award winning musician? Please stop.
So you're talking 500,000?
I said 10 million.
Why are we talking about figures?
I'm sorry.
Why are we talking about figures?
Well, now Nicki Minaj, we have also seen it with Nigerian. We saw Timmy Dakolo, we saw and the wife and the whole church, the whole saga with the church. So we have seen situations like this happen, and we have seen people try to cover things up and try to basically cover their footprints. And we saw Nicki Minaj, she also used her social media when she came out first with Kenneth Petty in, I think, 2018, to bring him out as her boyfriend. People came and said, isn't that a sex offender? Wasn't he, didn't he rape someone? And she came out and said, they were in a relationship, it's lies. So how far is too far when it comes to defending your man?
Gabby?
I really don't know what to say. I feel like she would do anything at this point to obviously stand by his side. But part of doing anything is not to take back what is already clear. If it's clear, then there's no need standing by his side to the point of saying
would
it
you
didn't
stand
happen.
by your man like that?
I would, but it won't be it didn't happen.
She already knew about it. So
Yes, exactly. So if it happened, it happened. You can still stand by someone without denying the truth, if that makes any sense.
Do you know what I think? I must confess, I know that, of course, he was charged, right? He spent over 4 years in prison, right? So this already happened. Shouldn't there be a system that lets him, he was young, like about 17.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be a system that forgives? I mean, it's 25 years now. Shouldn't there be
I love that you brought that up. So I wanted to ask, do you think it's fair that 25 years later this is being brought up again?
Is following
yes,
him.
It's still, and then he was 16, honestly.
He was really
Personally,
he was really
personally, I
young.
don't think what he did clearly was wrong, right? What he did is unacceptable. What he did, in some cases, might be unforgivable, but after 25 years, I think the system should find a way to redeem him.
So
I'm not exactly sure what circumstances, he's losing out of, due to these charges. But I think over time, you kind of want those things to, let's not lie, a lot of people come out of prison, guess what, can't get jobs. They can't do something, they have no privileges.
They can't rent houses.
And they become almost useless to the system because now their crime is following them. What if they're sorry? What if they've changed? What happens then?
I mean, he's married with a child now. Well, we can only hope that the law will take its course and, hopefully he'll
I'm
get
seeing
what he
D'Banj's
deserves.
picture and I'm like, okay.
Hopefully he'll get what he deserves. But we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the itch and this one.
Girl, you angry.
Anyway, we'll be back. Now, I was actually having a very good day.
Until?
On a particular day. I was having a very wonderful day. And then I saw a tweet. Now, I saw a very, I don't even know what, let me just read out this tweet for you. Now, this tweet is by Miss General Oluchi, yeah?
Lieutenant.
And she says, you may not like this one, but your partner can stop you from seeing a certain friend if they don't like them, or they can stop them from visiting your home or calling your phone. Marriage is a partnership and mutual respect is necessary. Now, given the fact that none of us are married, let's start there. I don't know if this is still a conversation in 2021. Personally, I mean, I understand honoring your partner and having them as priority and all of that. But personally, I don't think my partner can determine all of my friends, unless it's within good reason. Like you've seen inappropriate messages that the person is sending me, but I don't personally think you have a right to come and say, Kansime, don't do this.
Sorry,
what do you think?
Sorry, Lieutenant General Oluchi, sorry, ma, please. Is marriage or not a military rule?
Exactly.
Like the fact that she makes it sound so enforced. Like,
Right?
you cannot, I can stop you.
Sir, yes,
I
sir.
can't do this.
Then she goes
Where is the love in
ahead.
that?
It feels like there's a contradiction there because she goes ahead and she says,
It's a
marriage is a
partnership.
partnership and mutual respect is necessary.
How is
so
that
if we're
mutual?
talking about mutual
Well,
respect, why
guys,
don't you respect your partner's
right?
friends and their right to make
I'm
the
done.
decision?
Well, I think, you know what, we can go on and on with this, but that is what we had for you on this week's podcast. Join us next week, same time, same place, same vibes.